Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I am so excited to bring you today's video. It's another comparison video. Last week we did the 24V versus the 24R, and today we're looking at the 24D versus the new 24T, both Navions. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. You can get a hold of me at 303-562-8659, or you can find me at TTTRV on YouTube or RVs Inside Out. And as usual, I like to start my videos from the inside out, so Jody, please go ahead and take her on back. So today we are looking at first a 24D. Of course, this is the #1 selling floor plan for Winnebago in the Navion segment. This is, of course, the kind of loft edition. So in other words, you have a single bedroom and a rear bath. So for those of you that are happy campers, when you're united and getting up and camping together, this is your unit. If you're more of a divide and conquer type of couple, one's up early, one sleeps in, you might want to look back at last week's Monday video for the 24R or the 24V, which have separate living accommodations. In this coach, though, one of the best things about this RV is the fact that in a small RV, you have a huge shower. Also extra hanging space. You've got this really cool curtain that slides out and in, so very efficient use of space. And as you can see, there's a ton of room in here, even for somebody who's tall. Of course, you would take out this hanging bar, but of course, this is also useful for someone like me. I might leave this in and just hang bathing suits, towels, and the like when I'm done. Now, on the 24D, you'll notice we have one rope hook. On the 24T, we'll have two. So these are just some small nuances and differences that you'll see in the coach. I also want to bring to your attention the nice porcelain loo. One of the benefits of this coach, of course, is that you have a private restroom with a closing pocket door right here. And if you can see, lots of room. So plenty of elbow room, plenty of knee room, lots of space in this rear bathroom. And then above us, of course, we have Winnebago's infamous tissue dispenser holder. So this is you put a little box of tissue upside down. You've got a tissue dispenser, and then plenty of room in your medicine cabinet, as well as easy access to your water pump and your Truma AquaGo. So keep in mind the continuous water filter on, or water heater on this coach, gives you up to 50,000 BTUs of hot water without having to have a water tank. So there's no 6-gallon or 10-gallon. This is actually continuous water, which is great for those who want to take a nice long hot shower. When you're at a campground, of course, being plugged in, all you need is a little bit of power, some propane, and a sewer drain, and you can take a long hot shower. You're not relegated to a certain tank capacity. Underneath here, you'll see, of course, we have a ton of storage. Uh-oh, my button is stuck. Well, we're not going to see under there right now. Let me work on that while we show you the hanging space up here. So as you can see, a ton of extra hanging space as well in that rear cabinet. And then this is one of the seat cushions that gives you the elevated space. But over here on the left, you can see there's like a little bit of a seatbelt type guy here. This is where the table that I have set up in the front can be stowed against this wall, and then over here there's a little bracket for the base itself. So one of the benefits of this 24D is the fact that you're going to have we had double whammy on the camera there, Jody. Are we okay? All right. So you have a little bit more accommodation for people. So I would say in the 24D, one of the nice benefits that you have is you've got this couch here, and of course this will transform into a really nice bed. And there is a curtain that can separate the two. These little legs just pop down to give you support underneath. I'm not going to put them down today because I'm just going to show you how much space you actually have. Oh, well, I guess I'm putting them down after all. There we go. So I can show you how much space that you have on this bed. And one of the things that's super nice about this is not only do you have this sleeping area here, you've got this convertible sleeping area here, and then you have this additional sleeping area here. So in the 24D, if you're looking for a coach that has more room for grandkids and friends to go camping with you, this may be a better fit for you, even though it's not the newest model. Again, this is the most popular model that they've ever sold in the Navion. The 24D by far has been has gone gangbusters for them. We have them all over the place. People are very happy with them. One of the downsides, of course, is that if you are camped and you want to keep your slide in, you're relegated to this bed up here, or maybe transforming this into a sleeping area, because you cannot put that Murphy bed down unless you have this full wall slide out. So the 24T solves that problem. Now, in reviews, it's important also to note that it's a little bit more difficult to get all the way into your refrigerator. Let me do that from this side with the bed down in the 24D, and I'll show you that difference in the T when we get there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bed up right now. Jody, if you just go ahead and show that overhead storage is here with map lights. There are plugs for USB ports, 110 outlets, you know, everything that you need up above that headboard. And then also on either side here, you can see that we also have, again, our USB plugs and then also our 110s. And there's a nice little ledge on either side of this, giving you that nightstand capacity where if you want to keep your phone up there at night because you use it as your alarm clock, you can go ahead and do that. And then these legs are very easy to stow. And as you saw earlier, they're also very easy to deploy. All you gotta do is put the bed all the way down. So this would be a great place if you needed to get a little shut-eye, take a nap in the afternoon, right? So pretty nice here. Another benefit of this floor plan, you could have a bunch of kids sitting here watching this television as well as in the booth, and then you can even turn that driver's seat around. So you could literally have like 6 or 7 people in here very comfortably watching a movie. And I think that that's, you know, when you're camping, again, if you are looking into this market, one of the things to understand is there's a lot of perks and benefits to every RV, but that's why they make so many. One of them will be right for your family. And it might not be the newest one. It might be this 24D. A lot of people really like this. Now, when you're looking at things like this versus, for instance, an Echo, which is another very popular RV on the segment, this is a much bigger refrigerator area. So for those of you that are going to go on those longer road trips, or maybe you just like to eat more fresh vegetables, things along those lines, maybe you want to keep your, you know, your meats and popsicles up there in that bigger freezer, that's a great space for you. Also a much larger pantry than you're going to find in some of the competition. This is where you would winterize the coach. I'll show you that in a 24T as well, but easy to access. Really nice pull-out drawers. Just great storage. And this, again, this is a 2025 Navion 24D. So it's not like, you know, you're having to buy last year's model. This is this year's model. It's just it's a floor plan that's been carried over into 2025 as opposed to the new one. Do I have 2 pairs of glasses on? Jody, can't let me do that. I look so silly. All right, so up above here again, both coaches are going to have solar on top. This is your the Xantrex inverter. This is going to be your great place to keep a coffee maker, a toaster oven, a really nice cooktop with both the true induction, which is of course a very fireproof type of system where you could boil water with a paper towel underneath a pot on this true induction cooktop. And this true induction is going to get the same kind of heat output where you can actually set it by temperature or a zone of like 1 through 5 at any altitude versus your propane. But your propane, of course, the benefit of that is that you're not using power. So we really like that aspect of the system. And so a really nice cooktop area, and then a ton of counter space. So let's go ahead. I'm going to measure this because I do think that this is one of the advantages of the T, or of the D, and also of the T. So the T is going to have pretty similar counter space. So we have about 82 total inches in length, and then our depth here and the counter is about 22. So 82 versus 22. And then of course, look at this drawer storage. I mean, this is so ample. We have so much drawer storage in the 24D. I do think that this is one of the reasons that this is such a popular floor plan. If you are into getting everything kind of loaded and set so that you don't need to repack, you can get everything in here, just keep it stowed away, close the slides, and you're good to go. Also in the Echo, you'll get the same microwave and convection oven as you see here. So this is both an oven and a microwave, which is super handy. In the 24D, we get this great paper towel dispenser. And also you get your Blu-ray player. Plenty of room up here if you wanted to plug in a Starlink. Here, you could do that and have a roof-mounted Starlink, or you could do one underneath the base, and you'll see that there are power ports up here as well. So USB ports, You've got your 12 volt, you've got your 110s. So all of that power is very easily accessible. This would be a great place to charge maybe an iPad or a laptop where it's out of sight. So if someone's looking through windows and maybe they want to, you know, take advantage of some of the things that they see on the countertop, those would be out of sight and of course out of mind. And then again, another huge storage space. This, of course, if you're looking for cereal boxes, XO containers are super cool because you could really maximize the space, keep all your chips and your taller goods up here, and then maybe use those storage drawers in the back for more like linens and bedding stuff. So, you know, really great flexibility there. And then down here, you'll see we have a really nice screen for our day shade, and then a nice night shade as well. So you could even choose to have most of the night shade up and a little bit of breathability. And one of the things that I really like that Winnebago does with all of these acrylic dual pane windows is they create something where not only can you open this, so you can get full breathability across the coach. So you could have this open with the screen down, keep the bugs out, but if you wanted to, you could also just put them right here to this little small lock position. So this is now locked, so you could leave for the day and still have ventilation coming into the coach without having to worry about somebody coming into your coach. So I think that that's a great feature. You'll find that on both of these units. Again, we're gonna have the Culligan system, so the whole house water filter underneath here, a nice little place to keep, you know, some cleaning supplies, and again, a ton of storage capacity. You're going to have a spray and pour feature on both faucets. And then you're also going to have nice sinks in, especially the 24D. I really like the dual basin undermount, I should say undermount, but overmount stainless steel sinks. So for those of you that want to maybe do suds on the right and then rinse on the right, or suds on the left and rinse on the right, that's how we do it in our household. And that's a great system. And of course, Winnebago loves to give you these really cool bamboo cutting boards. Again, just maximizing space and utility within the coach. So again, when we look at the 24D, one of the benefits of this coach is the fact that we have this bunk over cab. Now this is available on the 24T as well. Today we're looking at a rear wheel drive Mercedes-Benz chassis. So again, they're both going to be 4-cylinder chassis, but this is a rear wheel drive chassis. In the 24T, if you opt out of the bunk over cab, you can also get all-wheel drive. So the coach we're looking at today is also going to be all-wheel drive. Again, I really wanted to do some of these comparison things. It's really hard when you're in the RV market to actually know what's out there to shop for. And it's important to find a guide who will help you to take advantage of all of the cool things that you can get in these coaches. Now, one of the things that's really nice about this is you can turn this sideways. So if you are a gaming family and you want to be able to put your card decks out here, you can. And then another great feature of this is look at all of this storage underneath. So if you are looking for a place to be able to keep your bedding, what a nice place to be able to keep everything. And then again, as far as storage goes overhead, there is a ton of room up above. Now, one of the things that you'll note that we have changed in the 24T is they came up with a new version of a window shade. I don't know if they'll translate that into the 24D as well. But in this coach, you do have this curtain here, and you can see there are some little hooks in the ceiling here. You hang that curtain up, and that's designed to give you privacy in the RV. And again, if you are a divide and conquer household and you're looking for this type of build quality and you like the format of the 24D, you might want to check out that 24V versus 24R video we did last week, because that's going to be more of a 2-bedroom household, where this is going to be more of like a loft apartment. But both are pretty fantastic. Really important feature to note, this coach has enough room for 4 seat belts. So you've got 2 here, 1 on this side, 1 on that side, and then the 2 in the front. But you do not have any more seatbelt available to you other than in the 24J. So the 24J has 5 seatbelts total. So if you are planning on camping with your kids, just please make sure that you understand that just because you can sleep them doesn't mean that you can seat them. And we run into that a lot. So oftentimes you might have somebody who's driving the SUV behind with all the grandkids, but that's an important feature to understand, that as much as this is going to sleep figure 2, maybe even 4, 6 people pretty comfortably. You might only have seating for 4. Now you'll note that I have the chair turned around here. I'm not going to do it in both units because it works the same way in both. But one of the other features that's nice about that is in turning this around, I have all of the seating for 5 over here and then another 2 more over here. So I could actually seat quite a few more people for dinner in this format than I can in the 24T. So again, just trying to run through some of the differences for you. We're going to go ahead and turn this coach on right now and bring the slide in so we can show you what that looks like. Now you'll notice when I'm bringing the slide in on this coach, I'm pushing a button up here. This is going to be one of the major differences between the 24T and the 24D. The Winnebago Connect feature is something that you can use cellularly, so you could operate your light controls. There's a pet monitoring system, a bunch of stuff that you do on a computer, if you will, in the coach. So quite a bit different than you have in this system. So there's a few ways of thinking about this. The school of thought, of course, I have a 2022 Newmar Superstar. Downside, I don't have light controls and all those things on my phone. I have little KIB switches. Upside, in 2025, they're all digital. So if they're down, I'm out. So, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. The build quality in this is very high, but it is also a little more simplistic. It does not have, for instance, that 320 amp hour Lithionics package that you'll find standard on the 24T. The 24T can actually have 3 times as much battery capacity with no generator. If you're a big boondocker or you're really pro lithium, that's available in this other floor plan. Now keep in mind, between these 2 models, so only between these 2 models, I don't want to get into generalizations in terms of overall pricing. This 24D at MSRP is $40,000 less than the new 2025 24T. So these are both 2025s. This is the 24D versus the 2025 24T, and again, $40,000 is a differentiation in pricing on that. So if that's going to come into play, it's also important to think about that. Now, before we jump out of here, I am going to go ahead and just pull this bed down just so you can see what this sleeping accommodation looks like. But as you can see, lots of nice room up here. We do have our window covers up, but we do have windows on the top portion of the bunk, so no one's going to feel claustrophobic. Probably a better place for either 1 adult or a few little kids, maybe not 2 adults just because it gets so narrow, but maybe you're tiny, who knows. On the way out, we're just going to take a look at this really nice grab handle that you have to get up and down the coach. And then we're looking at the Glacier exterior on this coach. So this is a really pretty exterior. And then you'll notice up here we have ventilation and opening windows. We've got a really nice ability to close our door here. We've got a nice screen door. And one of the things that Winnebago's worked on is getting this to be a door that functions for everyone. We've gone through a lot of iterations of this door, but this seems to be really well built, pretty happy place for most people. And then also you've got a nice automatically retracting step. Now, one of the things that we've added to this Mercedes-Benz chassis are these step-ins. These are pretty crucial. We were looking at a 27 North this weekend, which is another manufacturer that we carry here at Transwest. And getting into this cab is a lot easier when you have a handle right here and you can just step up to get in. So I do think that that's a really nice feature. Another nice feature on this chassis is that we've got heated seats and also memory programmable seats. So if you have a comfortable position, or for instance, if there's a place in which you like to have the chair set when you are turning it around, you could store that setting on your RV. So you'll see we've got turn indicators here. You've got, this is the mirror that shows you everyone who's next to you. This is more of your distance mirror. Both of these chassis are going to have that really nice MB system with voice control, navigation, really well integrated, Sirius satellite radio, HD radio, just a really good head unit for both of these coaches. So very comparable in a lot of ways, and then differences are things like this. So these still open up instead of opening out. So some people prefer not to have to go below the door. Now, as you can see, this is a very generous space. There's an outlet in here, and you can plug in your Starlink unit if you wanted to do a tripod-based unit. And you can see there's a little notch here that would allow you to run a cord out where you could actually keep just the cord and not have rodents going in and out of your coach. You could also use it for blender, you know, if you want to make some margaritas outside. If you want to run your television outside, you could do that as well. And then here in this unit, you'll see that we have the LP generator. This is still an Onan. On the 24T, you'll see that we go to a 4,000 watt generator versus, or kilowatt generator, yeah, 4,000 watt generator as opposed to a 3,600 watt generator, and it's a different brand, so a little less power, but similar unit. And then we'll have a quick connect for your propane on both units. And then again, we talked a little bit earlier about the Truma system on the inside. This is the AquaGo compartment. They used to have two modes, where they had an eco mode and then a regular mode. They don't do that anymore, so now it's either on or off in the middle. So just make sure you don't have it off in the middle. Up or down really doesn't make much of a difference. Both turn the unit on. So this is a lot of the difference right here. There is not nearly as much storage on the outside of this unit as there is on the 24T, but again, there's a lot more sleeping accommodation. So this is an exterior storage compartment. Of course, we saw the first one. Then we have this one here. It's a little bit narrow in terms of entry and exit, but if you are looking for more storage, we'll see that when we go next door. Here in the back, we're gonna have a 5,000 pound towing capacity on both. We're also gonna have our 7-pin connector. We're gonna have our integrated camera system, which makes it look like the rear view mirror can actually see what's going on behind you while you're driving down the road. That's a huge improvement for anyone who was used to driving around in a Navion, where as soon as you started going forward, it turned the camera off. Now you can actually look in that rear view mirror and see whether or not Johnny Law is hot on your tail. Hopefully he's not. Oh, and on that note, both of these have fantastic fuel efficiency, comparably to my 6 to 8 miles a gallon that I get on my diesel. You're gonna be somewhere in the teens there. I don't wanna quote a specific range because it depends on how you drive, where you drive, what you're carrying, but definitely good fuel efficiency on these Mercedes-Benz chassis. Again, your water bay here and your power station are very, very tight. This is a small area. It's efficient use of space, we'll definitely say that. There are little drop downs where you've got a place to put, you know, your water hose out the bottom or feeding into the unit. You've also got a little port here where you can put your power cord through the bottom, but it is a small area. And then you'll see your black tank flush inlet is up here outside of the bay. So a little bit different there. And again, these are all just to show you the differences between the two coaches. And then again, underneath here, a little bit of storage. You'll see that there is a restrictive height on this door. That's because your slide is right here. So of course you don't want that slide coming out and damaging your door. But it does mean that you have to get down low to access it. And then right here underneath, you'll see this is the access point to your propane system. So again, a great coach, very easy to access. If you're at a fueling station, your diesel is accessible right here. And then your carry capacity on this coach is 813 pounds. I get a lot of people who can't find that published amount. So if you're one of those folks that's looking to compare units, give me a holler. It's right here on the sticker. I'm always happy to take a picture of it and show it to you so that you know what the carry capacity is for the unit you're looking at. And honestly, that's a big deal, depending on, you know, if you're gonna have a bunch of, you know, gear on, maybe you've got paddle boards, golf clubs, you know, lawn chairs, all those things. It's nice to know what you can carry. This is not the power for your seat. This is lumbar control. So it's pneumatic, it goes up and down, and it's air-based, and it's more and less. So you can change the positioning of it. Another heated seat. Also, you've got power mirrors, and you've also got power windows, automatic headlights. You've also got a nice digital dash, steering wheel controls for both the dash as well as the center console. All of these things are going to be very similar between the two coaches. So again, not a differentiating factor. I really think the differentiating factor between these two is going to be price and storage. You'll notice we've got Alcoa wheels on both of these. If you're in the market for a coach and you're finding that you're looking at something with hubcaps, please understand these nice high polished aluminum wheels are not just good for looks and for aesthetics. They're also good because of the fact that they actually reduce reverberation and give you a better drive going down the road. It's a quieter, nicer drive. So we're just gonna take a quick look here. Again, this handy step has little latches here for dog leashes. It's made at Winnebago for this coach. It's super, super durable. And this coach has a 692 pound carry capacity. So close, but not exactly the same. But keep in mind, this is an all-wheel drive unit. So for those of you that might be living up in Breckenridge or spending a lot of time in the earlier months during the winter season, you know, maybe you're up in the mountains right now in March and April, having all-wheel drive, of course, would give you a little more dexterity. So again, same pneumatic controls for your lumbar. You still have your heated seats. As you can see, the cockpit is very similar on both coaches. The trim is a little more, how do we say, modernized. And this is gonna be the Misty Lake exterior. So last week I did the reds. This week I'm doing the silver blues. So it's always fun for me. I get to do a little bit of a wardrobe change. Jody, I'm gonna go grab my tape measure. Why don't you go ahead and walk in and just get a head start at the interior of this coach. So as you see when Jody walks in, one of the nicest things about this coach, again, is gonna be that openness of this floor plan. It's got a ton of room, a ton of space for you to be able to spread out and have lots of you know, room on a cloudy or cold day to get comfortable, hang out with the family. And again, this is a great coach for those of you who are not the divide and conquer type. If you're into, you know, we get up in the morning, we make our breakfast, we have coffee, we talk about what we're gonna do for our day. The 24T or the 24D will be great units for you. Now you'll notice right away, watching television, I've got two chairs, right? So theoretically I could put a chair where Jody's standing. I can use this as a couch, put 2 or 3 people, have another chair turned around. So I do definitely have some availability of having people in this coach watching a movie. But you'll see on the all-wheel drive model, I cannot have the bunk over cab. Again, this is an option on this floor plan. So you can have this option on this coach, but you only get this option if you are not going to have all-wheel drive. With all-wheel drive, this is what you'll have to do, and it's a weight thing. It's just to keep the weight down. Now also, keep in mind, it's a storage thing. So I have both of my cushions up here. I've got one of my dining tables up here. So if I didn't want to have this out, for instance, and I wanted to just be able to simply set my dining table up, it's as simple as putting it here inside of the holder. So as you can see, now I've got my dining table all ready to go. So a lot of extra storage room up here. So for those of you that are interested in storage, not only do you have a lot of storage inside, but we're gonna see a lot different storage on the outside too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down for right now. I'm gonna scratch it, there we go. I mentioned earlier that Culligan water system, same whole house water system for both RVs. Both of these are gonna be 30 amp. Both of these are gonna have centralized inducted air conditioning. This one has a kind of cool setup if you're interested in having a cup holder that is lit as well as nice and hearty, so you could put a beer in here, you could put a coffee mug in here, it's not going to tip over. But also, look at this recliner setup. So only the one on the right and the left recline. Winnebago is actually patenting this recliner setup because of the fact that it is such a revolutionary, almost, you know, super long, very well supported system. And I've had a few really tall people try this system out, and it actually supports them all the way through, which I know is a big deal. A lot of times when we have people that are in this segment, one of the reasons they're shopping for it is because it's taller, because there's more headroom, because it's more comfortable than you'll find maybe in a Revel type product. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with this unit is, we'll put the bed down in a second, but we want to talk about counter space. So we had 82 and 22 across the way. So my counter depth here is 25 and 22. So it's actually almost 23. And then if I put my table up and I go to 44 and 32, I've really got quite a bit of cooking space in this kitchen. So for those of you that are out there in the marketplace looking at RVs, of course, this is a really big deal. This is a lot of room for somebody. And again, we haven't lost our drawer space. We have great drawer space in the 24T, tons and tons of room. As you can see, this is giving you that idea. You might want to keep your silverware tray in here since this is going to have a little bit of an impact, but you can see what kind of height you have. Very nice delineation by Winnebago on that product. And then here we'll see our combination convection and microwave oven by High Point. This is a change for Winnebago. This is the same microwave that I had in my 2020 Renegade Verona. So this microwave has been on the market for a long time. It's a great unit. It works really well, but you also have your same true induction cooktop. And then again, you have your propane grill as well, or propane burner, I should say. And then there's just the interior of the High Point. And there is a cookie tray here. It's actually up above in the storage area, but lots of room there. A little less overhead storage, but still quite a bit. As you can see here, you could definitely still have your toaster oven and your coffee pot up here. And then I love what Winnebago's done with the backsplash. It looks like it might have cuts to it, but it's actually just ridged. So this would be very easy to clean. And I like the fact that they've given us this opening window over here, as well as a place to keep maybe some of our cleaning supplies, you know, dish soap, the scrubby, the sponge. And then you have the round basin sink, still with cutting boards, still with a removable spray and pour faucet. Very cool black, you know, powder coated look. I don't know, I do like a dual basin sink, but then you get back here and okay, so we talk a little bit about the shower. There's quite a substantial step up. So I feel like it's about the same room. It might be just a little bit less in overall height because of this step up that you see here. But take a look at this. Look at all of this storage space. Now down here on the right, we'll see that where I have it winterized, this is the cover for the winterization, which goes over here on the right hand side. Jody, if you could just show inside that cabinet. And there is a shelf up there on top. But I mean, look at all of this storage. Now we still have the same cool shower, you know, shower cover and walk-in, but this is a big modification. We also have over here pull-out drawers, adjustable shelves. I mean, this is a really luxurious amount of space in an RV. Also, I mentioned earlier that we would have 2 robe hooks instead of 1. And then here we have adjustable shelves. Again, if you've got taller units, shorter units, I would probably move these up, you know, 2 or 3 spots so I could put hairspray and bug spray down there. But again, that nice powder coated faucet. You've got storage underneath. Same nice porcelain potty. Again, just having a solid, not plasticky feeling thing under your tush is always really nice. And then things that are also very cool about this coach. Look at that really neat slide out pantry. And again, just great storage space, really nice way. You know, we've all been in that situation where we're trying to like reach in to get the syrup or whatever it is that's in the way back. Just nice that you don't have to do that. And then I know we talked about it earlier, but again, one of the benefits that you have in this RV is this larger refrigerator over things like that most popular Echo product that we have out right now. And if you haven't seen the Echo comes in a Ford Transit chassis as well as a Mercedes-Benz chassis. And I did a comparison video of the 2 pop-top versions, both Ford and Mercedes, as well as the 2 standard versions of both Ford and Mercedes. Take a look at that comparison video. I try to put these out there. As a consumer, I came here to Transwest shopping for an RV. And I found Matt's videos online, and I love Matt. He's such a genius. And I sent him an email, and I was like, hey, Matt, can you do a comparison video of these ones? Because I'm looking at these. And he never got back to me, but I think he's a pretty busy man. He's pretty popular. But one of the things that I learned in that was that, God, if I could just find someone who could answer questions about what was going on with RVs, I wouldn't need to work here, but I couldn't find anyone. So here I am making comparisons for you. So, oops, don't be the problem, be the solution, right? I love the sparkle chairs. It made it super exciting to wear my little sparkle tennies today. I was like, oh, I know exactly what to wear. And on that note, this flooring was introduced in a 2021 King Air. They did over 100 upgrades on the Newmar King Air. That King Air lists at $1.7 million. So needless to say, high quality materials. And they had put this in the basement down below, but they found they could wash this out and scrub it and clean it, and it's practically indestructible. So I love this flooring. We see it all over the RV industry. So here's one cubby. And again, you can see up here we have our Type-C and our USB ports, which is different from the 24D, right? So a little newer technology there. And then most of the newest aspects of technology are right here. So as you can see, this is the real big difference. So this hub exists only on the 24R and the 24T. So as you can see here, it's a really cool layout. It allows you to dim your lights. You can operate all of your water systems. You can turn your air conditioning on and off. There's a pet monitoring system. All of these things are available here on this component, and then you can download this to your phone and have the same type of connectivity. And another thing, as we mentioned earlier, your energy management system. There we go. Oh shoot, I went too far. Go back to home. Go back there. There we go. Your energy management system is really cool because you can watch and see where you are in terms of your power. And what we used to see with a lot of RVs, and which we still see, to be honest with you, is percentages. You've got 33% left in your tank. You've got, you've got 66% left in your tank. Now what you've got with this energy management system is gallons. You've got hours. So you know how much time you have left on the charges that you have. And another really nice aspect of this energy management system is it's doing exactly that. If you decide that you want to microwave a burrito and you're running your air conditioning on high, this coach will automatically shed. So it will turn the air conditioner off and then redirect that power towards the unit that's being used. In my case, I was in San Diego, like blow drying my hair before I could turn my generator on, and we were boondocking. And my whole entire system was like, oh, we're done, just turn it off. This system would actually have turned my air conditioning off and gone into a shed mode and redirected where the power was coming from. So pretty cool aspect there. As you can see, we have connectivity again galore. You've still got your Sony Blu-ray player. And as you can see here, you have a hard button for slide in and out, but you also can use this system as well. So we will show you what this looks like with the slide in. Another great, nice Insignia TV with a sound bar. Again, both units are very similar in a lot of aspects. You don't feel like you're downgrading, you're just doing things differently. But this compartment up here has quite a bit of storage behind the television as well. Great place to keep your encyclopedias. Just kidding. Who brings an encyclopedia camping? Probably my dad. All right, so now that we've seen some of this stuff, let's go ahead and put the table away. So one of the cool things about this coach is if you're not using your chairs, which way do I go? Do I go this way? I'm usually a taker outer, Jody. I'm not a putter or wear. Let's see how we do. We're gonna see how we guess. Oh, we're looking pretty good here. Look at that. Okay, genius. All right, so, well, let's see how genius I really am. So let's say we're putting these away. I'm not gonna do the bottom one just for the sake of time. But we go ahead and put our chairs back into our little compartment here. And we're going down the road. Oh, let me show you the extra. Did I show you the storage down here? A little more storage here as well. But let's say that we're going down the road and we are camping, but we don't necessarily want to put our bed out and have our slide out. This is one of the benefits that we have. Oh, I've got to turn the engine. Hold on, let me just turn this on real quick. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with RVing, there's always this thing where you think that you pushed the wrong button, and usually it's just operator error. This coach has to have the brake engaged. Oh yeah, we can do that. So you have to have the brake engaged, and you have to have the brake engaged, and you have to have the battery on in order to operate the slide. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. We'll put it back out in just a second. So this is what the 24T was designed to do. The solution that it's solving. And Jody, if I put that bed down, I think I might squish you. So I'm gonna get this all the way out, and I'm gonna have you come join me up here. Come on over, let's trade places. You can go behind me. Thank goodness Jody's a fit young man. We're gonna go ahead and put this down. So this is one of the benefits of this coach. So not only can you put this bed out with the slide out, but you can also put the bed out with the slide in. And then Jody, if you can just show over here, same storage above, you get an extra window that has ventilation. Again, this has got that same day and night shade, the same ability to lock those to an open position or to open them all the way. And then if the slide is out, you also have an additional window on the forward side of the bed. So super cool feature of this coach. I'm going to go ahead and put this back up for right now. As you can see, super easy to operate this unit. I love that. Oh, hey, since I hadn't shown you this yet, we might as well let it go now. But again, very, very cool aspect. And then I'm going to put the slide back out and show this to you with it all the way down. But as you can see, this coach allows you to stop at any rest stop along the way and to be able to get into your nice queen size bed, all comfy like, without having anybody know that you're actually in your coach. You can just go ahead and close those night shades, and no one will know the better that you're in there or not. And then this is the amount of room that you have with this bed deployed and with a slide out. So this is a great amount of space for anybody who's camping. And of course, when you have that table out of the way, you've got a lot of room in here. So again, I don't want to encourage you to buy a 24D or 24V until we've gone outside to take a look at the coup d'etat of this particular unit. Because I think that one of the most important things about this, you know, so first of all, we've got a little bit better water capacity. In the 24R and the 24D, we've got 47 and 46 gallons of black and gray water as opposed to that 41 and 40 mark. So a little more water. But more importantly, we're going to talk about some of the things that we see here on the outside. So again, we talked a little bit earlier, standard lithium ion battery. You've got plugs here for your outside. You can also put your cable outlet here so that if you wanted to watch television, you could plug your TV in and have your cable accessible. And then we talked a little bit about this briefly. So this is going to be the same area that has your solar control, and then also your on and off switch for your inverter. Both of these coaches are going to have 4-point hydraulic leveling jacks, but this door opening sideways is a difference. Another difference, of course, is going to be here. This is probably the biggest difference that you're going to find. Look at the storage capacity that you have here. It is absolutely insane. So for those of you that are looking to maybe have an electric bike back here, maybe you want to have your paddle boards, lawn chairs, skis, snowboards, I don't know, like maybe you're part of the mafia and you're putting dead bodies in here. I don't know, there's a lot of room for dead bodies back here. But no, seriously, you can put humans in here. There's another one of those cool solar ports, and this is an insulated and heated area, and it comes with all of these rings that you can attach along the tracks, either up here or in the top. So if you want to be able to tie a bike down, or a lawn chair, if you want to put your barbecue back here, all of those things are available. And then as you can see, we also have connectivity on the center and the left-hand side of your porch, so you could run your Starlink out of this area as well. And you've got puck lights in both sides. And then this port here would be very useful if you wanted to bring in, for instance, a solar array. You could run that through and plug that in here. And again, that's just gonna bolster your solar power. But again, you've got your 12 volt, two 110s, your portable satellite dish and cable inlets here as well. Super, super game changer for a lot of people. One of the things that people ask for a lot is all-wheel drive. And the other one is a place to put, you know, bikes, a place to put, you know, paddle boards. So it's really difficult to tell people, you know, what coach is right for them without understanding more about how they camp. That's why I like to do these comparison videos. As you can see, your water inlets are a little bit higher up and easier to get to, a little bit more convenient, like, you know, human level, water station, where you're not gonna have to go down into that little compartment, which should be right here on the other one. And then also you'll see your power cord just plugs in. It's got a nice twist, and so it's very easy to access. And then you have all of your water inlets, your black tank flush, all of this right here on the outside as well. Underneath here, we have another great storage space. You can actually stand up in here. I don't know if you can get way up there in the top, Jody, but on the right-hand side, it's actually got something. So you guys, just so you know, I tried to get the guys to let me put people in the compartments all over the RV today, so that when we open the doors, people would pop out. It didn't happen today, but if I have an April 1st video, you might just find those things happening, because I think it's so funny. But I want to go underneath here because I want to show that difference. We talked a little bit about this next door, but these doors opening sideways are different because you can actually access, even with the slide in or out, all of these compartments because the doors open long ways as opposed to opening up. So again, another change from Winnebago. And keep in mind, there's that new generator. Again, still propane, just a 4000i flex power generator as opposed to the Onan. But keep in mind, you know, one of the things that makes Winnebago so good is the fact that Winnebago is a customer-facing organization. If you buy some of these other products, they're gonna park you in the back at lazy days, you're gonna sit there for 6 months and wonder when your coach is gonna get done. You don't have to worry about that with Winnebago. These guys are responsive. They've got 800 numbers for customer service. They will call you back. They will allow you to go not only get your coach serviced in Forest City at the Winnebago factory, they have huge parties where they invite all of the people who drive their Navions, which is also known as a View, by the way. This is the same thing as a View. They invite their Travado clients, they invite their Solus clients, and then they put you all in groups so that you can talk about what you like and what you don't like. And out of that camaraderie, out of that ability to engage and to embrace your clientele, Winnebago makes products that get better and better every single year, and they're not afraid to open the front door and welcome you into the facility so that you can see how they do business. It's just a really great thing. Of course, they're also the parent company to Newmar. Newmar is the same way, and having a customer-facing organization that is not going to park you in the back of some random RV shop waiting for a solution when it's hard to find is just absolutely priceless. So the fact that they manufacture 75% of their own products, they can control the size, the shape, the depth, the way that things are balanced, the fact that they have a whole entire building basically dedicated to figuring out how to destroy things so that they don't put those things into this coach. There's just so many reasons to consider buying a Winnebago as your next product. Now, this is going to be stock number 5N240958. Again, this is an all-wheel drive 2025 Winnebago Navion 24T. And then this is 5N250187. This is an all-new 2025 Winnebago Navion 24D. My name's Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. You can always find me. Let me know how I can get you out on the road and camping. Thank you so much for sharing your Monday with me.